Hi guys, this video is on how to loosen or remove a serpentine drive belt on a 1999 Jeep Cherokee 4.0 straight 6. First thing you're going to want to do is remove the battery terminals from your battery. In my case, I removed the whole battery because I'm working on the alternator. Next, make sure you know how your belt is on the pulleys. Your vehicle may have a belt routing picture on it somewhere, like you see here. If you don't see that, you might want to take some photos. The configuration of how your belt is on, so you'll know how to put it back on when you take it off. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, on this vehicle, I'm going to be working on around the power steering assembly here, and just below the power steering pulley there's a tensioner pulley. Okay, the tensioner pulley is right there. There is a 15mm bolt I need to loosen. I'm not taking the fan off for this, and what I'm using is just a wrench, 15mm wrench, using the closed end here, and it is very close here, so I've loosened it already. Sprayed some lubricant on it, some penetrating lubricant. This is like dollar store stuff. You can, use your preference when it comes to penetrating oil. To get in here, I'm using the wrench and I'm turning it like this. And I was able to get it on there pretty good. My bolt was kind of rusted on, so yeah, so just about like you see there. And I'm going to turn this and loosen it about 1.5 full turns, 1 full turn and a half turn, maybe 2 full turns. I don't want the pulley wobbling, just loosen enough to move the tension from the belt. That should be good enough. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, I've got a 15mm socket here. I'm going to loosen this tensioner bolt here. And when I do that, I'm hoping my belt is going to start loosening up. I'm going to put the camera down just a second and break this. Okay, so right now the belt is pretty tight. It's tight on there. That's how I've been driving it. Let me show you what the tensioner looks like in here, if you can see that. So that's what we're going to be loosening there. That should loosen the pulley here. Alright, I have the belt really loose. It's not loose enough to take off of the power steering pulley here, but as the belt routing illustration here shows, you should take it off at the tensioner pulley. Tensioner pulley that you see here is smooth on the top. There's no tracks in it, so I can just slide it off, as you see there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand here. Come on, there we go. All right, let's grab. This belt is worn out. Look at these ribs are broken off here. I know this belt has at least 40,000 miles on it. Let me grab the new belt now. Here's the belt that I picked up, the new belt. It's a Gates Micro V. Alright, I'm hoping this is going to be the right belt. The guy that was working, it was his first day at O'Reilly Auto Parts, so I'm going to take this out of the packaging here, measure it up against the old belt. Okay, I think the length is going to be okay. So this should be the right belt. This Gates belt is an expensive belt. I probably paid too much for it. This was the best belt they had. Paid like 38 bucks. So probably should have got it online. But 6 ribs. He said this was silicone, but I'm not sure. What I've noticed here is the ribs in this belt, and I have no idea what belt this is. The ribs are deeper here. All those cracks in it. But they're deeper than in this Gates belt here. So let's put the new one on now. Alright, I just put the new belt on. New belt was really easy to put on. I was surprised. It was easier to put on, or faster to put on, than taking the old one off. I just started out at the cam pulley and put it on there. Then I put it around the fan pulley, then dropped it down around the alternator, and then came up and worked my way all the way to the right side here. Put it on the power steering pulley, and then the last thing I did was just slide it on the tensioner pulley here. It also helped to have the belt routing right in front of me while I was doing it. So yeah, we're already at this point, so I'm going to tighten that more. Next thing I'll do is just get my wrench and start tightening tensioner pulley, and I'll get back on that. Before I start tightening the belt, I want to show you what I'm going to be trying to do here. I'm at the longest span of the belt between the alternator and the air conditioner pulley, and I measured that at about 9 to 10 inches, and at the center I'm deflecting at about 1 inch. And so what I'm going to be trying to do is tightening the belt at that point to about 1/4 inch. I can't really show you guys that well because I'm holding the camera and trying to do this with one hand, but that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to get it at 1/4 inch, and then I think I'll be good there. Alright, so I've got the belt right at 1/4 inch, and here's what it looks like at the power steering pulley. It's pretty tight here. So next thing I'm going to do is tighten up the tensioner pulley. I've got my wrench on the bolt there, so I'm just going to tighten that up. Okay, put the battery back on, put the battery back in place, and give it a start, see how it runs. Okay, all good. Pretty easy job to do. I'll drive around for a day or so, recheck the belt since it's new. May have to retighten it, but I think it's going to be okay. Thanks guys for watching. Until next time, have a great day. Take care.